And now, it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, rock cod Rick Maxa, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards. Reliability starts here. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. And Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray and rock cod Rick Maxa.
Hookup, man, do we have a great show for you today. Pete Gray out of the studio. He's up in Katmai, Alaska. Katmai Lodge. You're going to have a fantastic trip, and we're hoping to hear from him later in the show. But, man, do we have a good one for you today. Captain Ryan Bostian of the San Diego is joining us today. We're going to be talking all kinds of fishing, yellowtail, tuna, the Coronado Islands, and more. You stay tuned. It's going to be a great show. You're listening to Let's Talk Hookup, Southern California's sport fishing voice on the mighty 1090.
You've heard all about it. You know the angler's catching fish habit, so what's holding you back? It's a fact. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. FishDope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. You can get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Martin Island, 365 days a year. FishDope.com is for everyone, whether you have your own boat, fish on your friend's boat, or a sport boat. FishDope.com has online planning tools, moon phase, tides, hot bite icons, and more. So bottom line is, if you don't have FishDope.com, well, you're probably missing a lot of bites. Membership costs less than $50 of gas, and that's for the entire year. That's right, 1 year. What a bargain. Plus, use the special code to save $20 on a new FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
Here's John Ireland for Rancho Leonero.
The main emphasis on the ranch, we're going to keep it old style. We're not going to change anything. We're just going to improve what we have. The kitchen is brand new kitchen this year with all new kitchen equipment, new stoves, ovens. We put a new freezer in. We've put in all brand new split air conditioners with thermostats to make sure every room is cold. We've also worked on the boat fleet with a couple large lures, a 31 and a 34. We've got the largest Super Ponga fleet on the East Cape, all with brand new Yamaha motors. Brand new beds. We've got all Serta beds, the best beds in Baja, I kid you not. We're working all the time at the ranch. We're not changing it, just making it a lot better. That's why we get the high TripAdvisor reviews. It's my responsibility. I got to take care of you. I'll personally guarantee your best fishing experience and vacation at Rancho Leonero. RanchoLeonero.com. Our new reservation phone number is 800-646-2252, 646-BAJA.
For decades, the Kona Kai has been considered San Diego's premier marina, resort, and spa. Now, with millions of dollars in upgrades, the Kona Kai Resort is a destination for travelers worldwide who can live it every day. The docks and services are the finest quality in San Diego, and the Kona Kai is the closest marina to the open ocean. As a marina tenant, you enjoy many benefits, including secured free parking, a deluxe health club, swimming pool, and more. Enjoy discounts at their restaurant, bar, and hotel. If you don't have a boat, there are memberships available at a very affordable price. The Kona Kai Club has been offering members a home away from home since 1953. Members can spend their days on Kona Kai's private beach, meet new people in the club's modern lounge, share a meal with family at Bessel Restaurant and Bar, or pamper themselves in Spa Terra. Check out ResortKonakai.com on the web for more information, to reserve a slip, or inquire about joining the club. The Kona Resort, like being on vacation every day in your own backyard.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. As we said, Pete Gray's out of the studio today up at Katmai Lodge. We're looking forward to hearing from him later. But, man, are we going to have a good one today. Lots going on, especially talking to the guy right across from us, Captain Ryan Bostian from the San Diego. Morning, Ryan.
Good morning, Rick. How you doing?
Doing great, man. Good to have you in the studio. I know very, very busy time. It's July. Very busy time for the San Diego. So we're stoked to have you come hang out and talk some fishing with us today.
Yeah, we're right in the heart of our season. It's our busiest time. You know, the kids are out of school. We're back to the Coronado Islands. We fished offshore for March, April, and May. That slowed up on us, so now we're back to the Coronado Islands fishing yellowtail. And yeah, you're right. We've been busy every day.
Back to home. Fishing the islands.
Yeah,
awesome. I'll bet it feels really good.
It does. I enjoy fishing offshore, but it's feast or famine out there, and it's definitely not for everyone. And so it's nice to get back to where I started my captaincy fishing the Coronado Islands, and fishing's been good. It's very, very good Coronado Island fishing right now, so it's a good time.
You do such a good job every day on all the social media platforms of posting what you caught and where you caught and photos and all those kinds of things, and day after day, I mean, you guys have had some very good yellowtail fishing.
We have. If guys are looking at fish counts and expecting to see 200-plus yellowtail day in and day out, it hasn't quite been like that. But if you're looking for, 25 to we had 140 fish day a week ago. It is excellent fishing. And, this is the type of fishing that makes anglers better.
Yeah.
If you go out there and it's just a turkey shoot and everything in the water is getting eaten, you're not going to learn much. If you go out there and you have to work for your bites and it's kind of a pick type situation, at the end of the day, you're going to be a better angler. So I enjoy this type of fishing.
I'm with you, and it looks like it's back to the, I mean, you hate to say it, but good old days of three-quarter day fishing, calico bass and barracuda and bonita and yellowtail, and you can tell, at least what it looks like from the outside looking in, fish count-wise, that a guy is going to be busy. I mean, yellowtail for a three-quarter day trip is always that pinnacle rad fish that are hoping to catch the cool game fish, but you can tell you're going to be busy casting jigs and hooking fish on bait all day, in between picking off what your trophy for the day.
Exactly. That's exactly what it's been. A nice mixed bag of fish, a lot of options down there. You can drop the anchor and catch them. You can drive around and look for sonar schools and catch them. And, the bonita are big. Bonita have a special place in my heart. That's what I grew up fishing on the half-day boats. They're a great fish. There's calico bass available. It's a very, very lively time right now at the Coronado Islands.
That's right. And been a very interesting year this year. Frustrating, crazy, different, all the things around. I mean, it started, your offshore season, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like the San Diego usually gets things started real early, catching yellowtail at the islands. You guys have become so good at finding what we would call early season, yellowtail with the sonar at the islands. And then you typically fish that through most of the summer. In the fall, and the boat goes offshore.
Yeah, that would be a textbook type year. We'd start out at the islands, early season yellowtail, and then go offshore late August, September.
Right.
This year, it was strange. We started offshore in early March.
Yeah, you're fishing tuna in March.
Yeah, fishing tuna and yellowtail in March, and April was a phenomenal month offshore. And, those big bluefin are still around, but they're tough to catch. They're not for everyone. So we went back to the islands, and now we're having more typical springtime fishing right now.
In the middle of July.
In the middle of July.
It's been a funky one, but it's definitely been a fun one. And I know, like you said, offshore, it was definitely not for everybody, but it was still very fun to see the three-quarter day boat San Diego with 180-pound tuna tied to the back of the boat. I mean, it's like you say, it's probably not the right call all the time, because certainly not every person is going to get one of those things, and that's just how it goes. It's a high-risk, high-reward thing. But it doesn't minimize how cool it was to see 16-day hurricane bank-size fish coming over the rail of San Diego.
Yeah, really, really strange. That these big bluefin have just changed things around here, And if we had a private charter or something, or if it was fall and the kids were back in school, we'd probably be out there targeting them more. But, like yesterday, we had 35 people on the boat from Arizona, and it was their first or second fishing trip ever.
Right.
We're not going to take them out there to go wicked tuna on them. So Coronado Islands have been a lot of fun.
I can tell you, I mean, now, granted, this week, as we heard from the catch reports yesterday, it was some pretty good fishing, relative, 2 or 3 bites kind of thing, but I can tell you, I spent a bunch of trips in a row blanking on those things, like a bunch, pouring fuel in the ocean for nothing, watching a rubber flying fish bounce around for nothing, and we would spend hours out there, and the consensus was the same, like, God, I wish we were just fishing at the island. God, I wish we were just yellowtail to catch right now, and thank God Booger went back and found them, and now that option exists again. Like, there's nothing. I still don't think that there's a funner fishing than being on the sport boat and watching you guys throw bait and seeing birds come down and a boil and casting your surface iron and catching a yellowtail. I still think it's the coolest thing in fishing, period.
I agree with you, and there's a lot of people that agree with you. I mean, that is the pinnacle of sport fishing on a sport boat is catching yellowtail, especially on the anchor like we were doing so much of a couple weeks ago. It's really where people will become a better angler, fishing style like that.
That's awesome. Well, your boat is amazingly popular, the San Diego out of C4 Sport Fishing, and I'm sure most of us out there have had a chance to ride it. But for those that haven't, maybe if you could give us a little rundown of the type of fishing that you do and a little rundown of what the San Diego is all about.
Yeah, the San Diego is a 75 by 23-foot Ditmar Donaldson, kind of a classic sport fishing, Southern California sport fishing boat. We operate out of Seaforth Sport Fishing. We do the all-day trip. We 5:30 in the morning till we get back between 5 and 7 every night. You know, on the website and stuff, it says 3/4 day trip on it, but it's not your typical 3/4 day trip.
Sure,
it's more of an all-day type trip where you come home and sleep in your own bed. But lots and lots of fishing time. And like we talked about already, sometimes we're fishing offshore. Sometimes we're fishing the Coronado Islands. Most of the time we're at the Coronado Islands. It's a nice mixed bag of fish that we fish for, yellowfin tuna, bluefin tuna, yellowtail, bonita, barracuda. It's a great starting point for anglers, I feel. You know, I always tell the guys on the boat, it's entry-level sport fishing with a chance to catch something really, really cool, you know, especially the last couple of years. You might catch a huge bluefin tuna. You might be on a 200-fish yellowtail day. You might see something really special. But it's still entry-level sport fishing. A good place to bring a kid, good place to bring your wife for her first trip out on the ocean. That's what we do.
Yeah, you give anglers opportunities at fishing that oftentimes is not seen on trips that are considerably longer in length. And you're right about that. What a great way to introduce somebody to it who you're not sure. Maybe you love it and you know no doubt about it, but this is an opportunity for somebody to get into fishing that you typically don't see on trips unless they're multiple days in length. That if you take somebody and it's not right for them, meaning the conditions or the time or the water, it's over at the end of the day, and you're back on land and you're back at it.
Yeah, exactly. That's it's a great place to bring someone that's thinking about trying out sport fishing.
Yeah, and the boat is fantastic. Your electronics and your fish handling and all the things you guys do. Changed how all the other 3/4 day boats are. I mean, there's a lot of people that are following suit because of which, but, you guys took steps that most boats of that length would, never even thought of.
Yeah, we started to see a trend, 10, 15 years ago where it is hard to catch a fish around here. It's hard. So you need every advantage in your favor. You need the best electronics. You need the best transducers on your meters. You need the best sonar. You need every advantage you can possibly get because, I'm sure there's a lot of private boaters out there that could attest to this. Go out there and try to catch 10 fish in a day. Just 10.
Totally.
It's hard. It's really, really hard. So we try to spare no expense, best electronics, best equipment, everything. Just give us as many advantages as possible. And that's what we've done. And fish care has been a big thing in the last, 20 years, really. And we took a lead from the long-range boats. And with limits the way they are, the days of going out there and coming home with 50 fish that are in a burlap bag and pretty much rotten by the time you get home, those days are over, We have a lot of days where at the end of the day a guy has 2 yellowtail, but they're perfect. They've been bled, they've been spiked, they're sashimi grade, they're absolutely perfect, and there's no waste. So that's kind of the direction that we've gone.
One of the things that always blows me away when I go fishing with you guys is how much it has that long-range feel. When a fish comes on board, so much stuff happens to it, but us as a passenger either take it for granted or don't even realize it. Like, you guys are such a fluid team machine as far as getting fish properly handled and put down below that we don't even realize it. But, yeah, everyone comes on board. The gap's in a great spot, and instantly there's a guy spiking and bleeding and tagging, and, all these things are going on that we just take for granted because we're stoked we caught a fish and high-fiving and taking a picture of the thing. But, yeah, I mean, all of that stuff happens to those fish so quickly without us even...
Yeah, even the rockfish and the bass, it makes a huge difference when you bleed those. The well is always set at a perfect temperature. It's flooded, so they're not smashing each other. The fish come out Barracuda, bonita, those fish are real fragile and have a very bad reputation because of the way they were handled in years past.
Sure.
But now, these barracuda we've been catching, they come out of the fish hole and they feel like a Louisville Slugger baseball bat. They're firm, they're clean, they're bled, and it's totally different.
Yeah, you nailed it exactly. I mean, nothing is going to get a good rap when it's sitting in a burlap sack in a horseshoe all day long, and you could fillet it with you could push through it with a butter knife. But anything properly taken care of is a whole different deal.
Absolutely,
that's cool. Now, and the boat runs every day at a C4 Sport Fishing.
It does. It departs at 5:30 in the morning. Sometimes if we don't have enough reservations, we do have to cancel, like in the wintertime, early spring, fall, like that. So reservations are very important. But this time of year, unless some crazy weather thing pops up on us, we're running every single day.
That's awesome. Well, if you want to go fishing, certainly a great opportunity and such a fantastic boat to do it. And we're going to be talking all kinds of great fishing today, talking local, talking offshore, and having a great time doing it. If you want to be a part of Let's Talk Hookup this morning, we want to hear from you. 2 ways that you can be a part of Let's Talk Hookup this morning. First is with our local line, which is 858 area code 457-1090. Again, 858-457-1090. That's our local number. Or you can reach us toll-free. That toll-free line, 877-792-1090. Again, 877-792-1090. Not only talking all kinds of fishing today, talking fishing aboard the San Diego, local and long range and offshore. We got a lot of great catch reports coming up. We've also got a fantastic prize. 2 lucky callers at the end of the show today are each going to go 3/4 day fishing aboard the San Diego. You're going to get in on all the great action that we're going to be talking about for the next 2 hours here. 2 lucky callers are each going to go fishing with Ryan on a great 3/4 day trip out of San Diego. C4 Sport Fishing is going to be a great opportunity. Again, if you want to get your shot at that, or better yet, your chance to talk to Ryan, 858-457-1090 or 877-792-1090. And when we come back, we're going to be taking your phone calls. Lots of great info coming your way. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
Many years ago, Baja pioneer Bob Van Wormer found the area he called the Great Fish Trap in the East Cape of southern Baja and built what is now regarded as the premier East Cape resorts of Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Today, following in their father's footsteps, Bob's sons, Bobby, Chucky, and Eddie, have taken Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol to new levels with the largest sport fishing fleet in Mexico, a luxurious spa, and top-of-the-line resort amenities. Van Wormer Resorts have become a destination for travelers worldwide. But for us, Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol are just a short 2-hour flight away. No other tropical fishing destination offers the experience and value that you'll find at Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Now you can plan your Baja fishing vacation quick and easy by visiting VanWormerResorts.com. And when you're ready to book, it's quick and easy. Or simply call 877-777-TUNA for more information. Van Wormer Resorts, the East Cape's finest.
It's time for our Power Pro 30-second seminar, and I tell you what, with Power Pro, what I like about it is the knot strength. You tie a knot with Power Pro, whether it be a John Collins knot, an Albright knot, back-to-back uni, they hold and work with Power Pro.
Yeah, the line is just not stiff. It's the perfect amount of round. It has good abrasion resistance, and it's just easier for connections than other types of line out there.
Indeed. Power Pro at your favorite tackle store, or check out PowerPro.com.
What a tuna and yellowtail season last year. Many say the best in 30 years. Could this season be even better? Don't be caught without the right gear. Now is the time to stock up on the trolling lure that proved to be the best. X-Rap Magnum by Rapala. Every X-Rap Magnum runs perfect right out of the box. They all have extreme action and a controlled deep diving aggressive swimming motion. The large diving lip partners with premium VMC hooks and an irresistible rattle. The X-Rap Magnum by Rapala can be trolled at high speeds without rolling or kicking out at depths to 15 feet. Bottom line, the X-Rap Magnum is the ultimate trolling lure for Southern California and Baja saltwater fishing. With a textured translucent body, internal holographic foil, and 3D holographic eye, X-Rap Magnums are irresistible to saltwater game fish. Available in a variety of colors and sizes. No matter what you choose, the fish can't resist X-Rap Magnum by Rapala. Ask your local tackle dealer which is the hottest color and size and start catching more fish. See the entire line at Rapala.com.
Let's talk candidly about long-range fishing. This is Captain Frank Lopresti of the Royal Polaris and the Shogun. Nowhere on Earth will you find a fleet of long-range boats like we have in San Diego. We are fortunate to have several top-notch operations to take you to the most productive fishing grounds in the world. We all offer good food, comfortable staterooms, huge bait capacity, and top-of-the-line fish-finding electronics. So why would you choose the Royal Polaris or the Shogun for your next long-range trip? What sets us apart from the rest? It's pretty simple. The boats, the crew, and the service. From the moment you arrive at Fisherman's Landing, the service begins. We help you load your gear and do everything possible to get beginners or seasoned veterans ready to catch fish. When it's time to fish, the Royal Polaris and the Shogun have the edge there too, delivering the two best fishing platforms in the fleet. But don't take my word for it. Come fishing with us. If you want the best, it's Royal Polaris and the Shogun. For more information, call 619-226-8030 or on the web at royalpolarissportfishing.com or shogunsportfishing.com.
The warm weather is here and our lakes and rivers are brimming. Just remember, if you love California and you love to boat, please wear your life jacket. And make sure everyone with you puts one on too. Save the ones you love. A message from California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Phone lines are packed up. Everybody's excited to talk to Ryan, and we're going to do just that. Again, if you want to get through, 858-457-1090, your opportunity to get through right now. Let's jump into the phones. Started off this morning with Vince, who's calling us from San Clemente. Good morning, Vince. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Yeah, how you doing? Hey, Ryan, it's your buddy Vince Henry.
Hey, morning, Vincent. How you doing?
Hey, not bad. It's foggy here and cool right now. The fishing picking up with the hotter water.
Yeah, it is. You know, in the last 10 days, we've had a serious warming trend on the ocean. We're fishing in water that the cool water is 69.5 degrees. We've seen water around the Coronado. Yeah, water around the Coronado Islands as warm as 74.5.
No kidding.
Yeah, very, very warm.
Is there an ideal condition at the Coronado Islands? I mean, is it the hotter the better? Is what you're in perfect? I mean, what is it that you look for when do you start licking your chops at going to the Coronado Islands knowing the conditions are right?
You know, Rick, what I've seen we've had good yellowtail fishing in all different water temps. Some of the best yellowtail fishing I've ever seen there, temperature-wise, was in 60-degree water. What I've noticed to be the most important thing is just stable water.
Okay.
Yellowtail don't like drastic changes. They don't like it when one day the water's 65 and then the next day the water is 70, or vice versa. One day it's 65 and the next day it's 60. They like, they'll bite good in a lot of different temperatures, but they want it stable. They want it that same temperature for 5-6 days in a row. And all different colors, too,
Sure.
Not brown, obviously, but any color of green. We've had good yellowtail fishing. Obviously, blue water is good also. Stable conditions
the key.
Is what I like, yeah.
Is there a condition that is the most important? Like, is current the most important thing, or temperature or color? Is there a most important, or is it just any multitude of those will work just fine as long as it's steady?
Yeah, anywhere you fish on the coast, current is so important. Probably the most important factor. We see them when there's no current, and sometimes we catch them drifting, throwing chum on top of their heads and kind of activating them for a second. But for them to truly be in an active mode where they want to eat, there has to be current.
Okay.
Easterly current, southeasterly current, that's very, very good current.
Vince, you ready to go?
Yeah, last time I went out, we were by the Coronados, and the water was 59 there and treacle green. And then we went outside, and it was almost 70.
Yeah, there's been a lot of that streaky type condition this year.
That's fine. Hey, Vince, appreciate the phone call very much. The one thing from watching you guys, you just reminded me when you said sometimes you got to throw a bunch of bait on them and activate them. The one thing that always amazes me, especially if we're ever at the Coronado Islands fishing in our own boat, is seeing the level that you guys are good at catching those fish when they're in a mode where they're not biting, or at least they're not biting well on a boat like ours when we're hoping to find one fish or two fish to eat a lure. Watching how well you guys maneuver around on a school and then get on top of it, and that San Diego holds some bait, man. Because I have watched you guys really let it fly, and like you said, activate them. That's exactly what it is. A school that would not want anything to do with you otherwise. Next thing you know, the whole boat is bent.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Obviously, none of that would be possible without Everingham Brothers Bait Company. The whole thing is based on that, when it's that style of fishing. And a lot of times we see that in the cold water months. Middle of winter, we have had some phenomenal yellowtail fishing, and it's the guys that drive these 3/4-day boats. All of them have gotten so good with their sonars. All of them have just gotten really, really good with their sonars. And it was kind of a thing where we had to, It was out of survival. We don't have much time down there. We don't have time to sit on the anchor and wait for the current to change 4 hours from now. It was, we need to find these fish now, and we need to catch them.
Yeah.
And we have caught them in some weird places, some places you wouldn't think yellowtail would go. We have pretty much figured out that yellowtail will go anywhere around those Coronado Islands.
Okay.
We've caught them in the middle of the canyon, in the middle of the day. We've caught them right up against the island in 5 feet of water. We've caught them out in the middle of nowhere, and it's all because of that sonar. Find them on the sonar, stop on top of them, activate them for a second, get some lures or live baits in them, and catch them.
The old days of yellowtail fishing in the Coronado Islands was read the condition. Okay, the current's moving this way, and the water looks good over here, so we're going to put our anchor down and wait for them to come to us.
Exactly.
And you don't do that anymore. Now you go to them.
There's times that we do that. There's times where that's the best available option, where they're not sonaring well, or there's not big schools to sonar. There's times where sitting on the anchor, waiting for the conditions to change, is the only way to catch them. But it's rare. It's very rare these days. It's more, let's find where these because, the guys in the old days, they'd sit at Pukey Point, and at 2:30, 3 o'clock, they'd get a couple swim-throughs, and they'd go home. That was the deal, different times each day. But those fish didn't just appear. They were somewhere in the morning,
sure.
And we want to go find where they're at and activate them. All you have to do is activate them for a few minutes to hook a bunch.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Hey, Vince, appreciate the phone call very much. Hey, let's head south. One of my favorite places in the whole world, Rancho Leonero, and John Ireland is on the line right now. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Rick. Good morning, Ryan.
Morning, John.
How are you, John?
Well, it was quite a day. We had the Dorado shootout yesterday.
Oh, great.
Yeah, and I don't know whether you remember, but last year the big fish was 12 pounds.
I do.
It was embarrassing, and I think the year before it was like 16 or 18, something like that.
Right.
It's been slow. Well, this year we got some much better news. Big fish, 61.4 pounds.
Oh, that's a serious one.
It's a scary Dorado.
Got some hogs.
It's a real slapper.
Yeah.
No flappers. They had 5 over 50.
Wow.
Yeah, believe it or not, Sean Feeney, which is a regular down there. He's an old hand down on the East Cape. He picked it up. He was on the Don Julio. And I should have the captain's name. I don't have it here. Oh, it's Lucio Varga.
That's so
is
cool.
The captain. Yeah. Second fish was 57 pounds, and I didn't catch a name. I apologize. Third was John Jensen with a 52.5, and then there were 2 right up against, just over 50 behind those guys. Yeah. So, yeah, that's really good fishing. And you know what's interesting is the water temp is there's a break just right around the lighthouse and right around Pomo Reef, Pomo Park there, and it's cooler water. It's like 78 to 82 degrees right along there, and then outside, gosh, it hops to 86, 88. So you think the more fish would be out in the warmer water, but not the case at all. Pretty much every big bull Dorado was taken right around the lighthouse. On our side of the park there on the park line, all in the same area that we fish every day. It's amazing, and it, ironically enough, in the same area that we're catching those great big rooster fish, which is still happening. The rooster fish, wow!
That's
I can't
so
tell
cool.
You, this year's better. This week, is better than the past few weeks. I mean, 3 or 4 80-plus pounders a day are being released, and 40, 50 pounders are common. That's just what they're catching on the rooster fish. Yellowfin, good yellowfin bite. Lots of football, as you know, around everywhere, very spread, but then with occasional nice fish to 50 pounds, almost all taken on hoochies, cedar plugs, almost all taken on the troll, the yellowfin. Still some wahoo around. We're seeing 3 or 4 or 5 at the cleaning table a day, 30 to 50 pounders. A lot of Pargo. Gosh, what else did I miss here? Oh, the marlin. The marlin fishing, I got to talk about the marlin fishing. We had Jack Duvall came down fishing his own boat. He fished 7 straight days and did nothing but go for the marlin.
Really?
He tagged and released 21 marlin in 7 days, 1 sailfish, and a blue over 500 pounds. So he's averaging better than 3 releases a day on the billfish. So the billfish is going on. And, of course, they're just getting completely ignored with all the yellowfin and dorado and good rooster fish inside. So there's just fish everywhere. The fishing is really
That is
really
so
good.
cool, John. Well, it's glad to see Rancho Llanero back to the old days of just great fishing. And just like you said, you can. It reminds me of the old days. You pick the things you want to go do. If you want to go down and spend your days inshore, you're going to have great rooster fishing. You want to go offshore for tuna and marlin and dorado, that's all there too.
It's all close too. You know, I'm telling you, everything is within 10 miles of the hotel. All the bites right within 10. So it's no more than a 20-minute to a 40-minute boat ride at the very most, and you're in the fish. The big difference that this year is we had 3 straight years of El Nino. With super hot water and all that, and they just whacked the fishing good. This is our first normal water temp, normal year that we've had in 3 or 4 years, and that's really showing. So we're pleased. We're happy.
Back to normal. We'll take normal all the time.
There you go. Come on down.
That's awesome, John. Well, if somebody does want to come down and get in all this great fishing, you still have opportunities to come this summer and fall?
We sure do. Yeah. Right on through October, we've got rooms and boats available. Come down and take advantage. I think this is going to hold through the year. I really do.
That's awesome.
Come down if you can. It's 800-646-2252. And we've got lots and lots of photos. Check out these rooster fish on the website, RanchoLanero.com. Shocking. They're big, big fish.
That is so cool, John. Well, great job. Great report. Glad to hear things are going so well, and we'll look forward to talking to you next week.
We're happy, Pete. We're happy. Rick. Sorry about that, buddy. Yeah, we're pleased for sure. Good fishing.
That's awesome. All right, John. Appreciate the phone call. We'll talk to you real soon.
You got it.
Thanks, John.
See you next week.
You got it, buddy. All right, let's jump right back into the phones. This time, talk to Matt. Matt's calling us from La Mesa this morning. Good morning, Matt. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning, Rick. Good morning, Ryan.
Morning, Matt.
Hey, guys. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, Ryan. Question. The SAC spotter plane, how much of a benefit has that been to you guys since its conception?
It's definitely another tool that we appreciate for sure. This year there hasn't been too much fish that the SAC spotter plane has found that the fleet wasn't already on. But with that being said, it's gonna happen. It's another tool at our disposal. This year it's been a little slow as far as sport boats getting out there and actually looking around. So we can't cover the entire ocean. It's nice to have Tom up there looking around, looking at the outer waters especially. A captain of a sport boat, he can't really take paid passengers and go on a flyer totally away from the fish. He needs to always keep his passengers around the fish, have a plan B, if it doesn't work out. But a spotter plane that doesn't have any anglers on the boat, he can look all day long. If he doesn't see anything, fine, no big deal. But a captain of a sport boat, he needs to keep his anglers around the fish. And there's been enough bluefin and yellowtail around offshore where we know where we can go and have a pretty good idea of seeing some fish. And so a lot of the guys have been doing that. Where he hasn't found us anything phenomenal yet, the SAC spotter plane, but I know he will.
Yeah.
He absolutely will.
That's such a great outlook on it, and honestly, I didn't think about either, but you're right. I mean, everybody knows the scenario that's going on right now. The fishing has been good, but it hasn't necessarily been as crazy good as it has been in years past, and frankly, there's not as many boats fishing, and all of the sport boats are so good at networking their information, boats working together, and, this guy is, buddies with this guy, and, so much of that work. But if there's not a ton of guys going, there's just not nearly as much water being covered. And
we talk about it a lot on the ocean, how we just need more coverage a lot of days.
Sure.
It's for most of the year this year, it's been, 5 or 6 or 8 sport boats doing most of the fishing.
Sure.
And it's starting to pick up now. Everyone's starting to run a little bit now, but, for the most part, it's been a couple of charter boats, and the open party boats have been going out there. A lot of guys have been light on passengers, and
right.
There hasn't been much looking around. So that SAC spotter plane is a great tool.
That's awesome. Very cool. Hey, Matt, great question. Appreciate it very much, and look forward to talking to you real soon. We'll see you in San Diego soon.
Absolutely. I love that boat. I think I caught my first yellow on that boat 30-odd years ago, and growing up with Bobby Williams and Joel Ralston and all those guys, just love that boat. Love fishing right between the bait house or the bait tank and the house, where you have plenty of rail time to swing a 9-foot rod.
All right, Matt, thank you.
Appreciate the phone call, Matt, very much. Thanks for that. Hey, let's go live to the Searcher. Captain Art Taylor is on the line right now. Good morning, Art.
Hey, good morning, Rick. I'm actually calling from the house. I wanted to talk about, we had a Let's Talk Hookup day-and-a-half seminar and had some great action, and what a great group of people. And so it was a great success. Tommy P was on there from Let's Talk Hookup and had some giveaways, and we just had a great day. We had action on yellowtail, and we got a couple yellowfin tuna and some Dorados. So it was just a great day on the water, flat calm weather, and it was just a rounding success for everybody on board.
Art, that's great to hear. Tommy P called us yesterday and just raved about how great the trip went. Said it was steady action the entire time, and that there was a nice grade of yellowtail that you guys were catching, and just talked about how fantastic food and crew was, and it sounded like it was a great time, and just great to see such good action. You know, we talked about how a lot of the earlier part of the year was, spent trying to catch a trophy tuna, which is great when you connect, but, maybe the earlier trips are a little bit down on action, and to see such good kelp patty, yellowtail, and Dorado and tuna fishing happening here sure bodes well for the rest of our season.
Yeah, I agree. I think that there's signs of better grade yellowtail on kelps, which is traditionally what happens in July. And, the sign of yellowfin tuna associated with common dolphin is something good, and maybe that's going to be something to look forward to in the future.
That's awesome. Well, yeah, Tommy was very excited when he called, talking about what a great time he had with you and the boys, or with the boys, and just that it was a fantastic trip. And I know we have another one coming up as well, and the Searcher running steady, and great opportunity. You see good signs of this fishing continuing?
Well, we certainly hope so. I think that, just based on exactly what Ryan was talking about, we're kind of getting off to a slow start, and we have a trip that's coming up here July 31st through August 3rd. It's 925, a 3-day trip, and there's plenty of room on it. And, I think that the prospects are good.
Sure.
The prospects are good.
That's fantastic, and I believe there are still a few spaces available on our upcoming the second installment of our Let's Talk Hookup Searcher day-and-a-half trip. That one's Monday, August 28th through Wednesday, August the 30th. It's a day-and-a-half trip, and like I said, we love the boat. You guys do such a fantastic job, and nothing but highlights when Tommy gave his report from the last one.
That's awesome. Yeah, he was a pleasure to have aboard. Lots of fun, and we're just grateful to be associated with Let's Talk Hookup and that on-the-water seminar program. I don't know how many years it is now, Rick. I think it's got to be close to 20, but it's a great opportunity for people that haven't been on a long-range type trip and get out and experience that, and it's just been a great relationship, and we're very grateful to be part of it.
Well, we're very proud to do the same, Art. We love going with great boats, and there's none better than the Searcher. If somebody wants to jump on our trip coming up in August, the trip that you just mentioned again, one more time, give us the dates that you said you had a trip coming up that had a couple of spots.
It's a 3-day trip, July 31st through August 3rd, and the cost is $925, and they can call Celia at 619-226-2403, or just go to searchersportfishing.com and book directly online there.
Fantastic, Art. Well, thanks for the update. Glad things are going so great, and a great opportunity to come fishing with you and Aaron, Ryan, all the great crew aboard the Searcher. We appreciate the check very much.
Thank you very much, and good morning to Ryan. Good to hear you.
Thank you, Art.
Thanks, Art. Talk to you real soon. All right, now let's head way up north. We're going to Katmai, Alaska. We got Pete on the line. What's up, Pete? Yo, pick me up, Pete.
Hey, Rick, you picked me up?
Got you loud and clear now, buddy. Good morning.
All right, good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I'm standing on the deck of our cabin here at Katmai Lodge looking at the Alagnak River flowing. It's a perfect, slightly overcast day. Doesn't look like any rain today. Perfect day to go upriver and fish the braids for some giant trout today, because yesterday we came in, we were listening to the Mighty 1090 and Let's Talk Hookup, and you did a great job yesterday on the app, on the Anchorage Airport on the Mighty 1090 app, and sounded like a great show. And we had a couple-hour weather delay yesterday because there was a rainstorm that blew through and couldn't get the plane in here, but we jumped on the plane and got here kind of late morning, early afternoon, and still got a full day of fishing in, because you know what? This time of the year, it doesn't get dark, so you can fish as long as you want. So I'm fishing with Pete Giacalone from Custer Yachts, and we're here with a great group of people, including Michael from El Cajon, who won the trip at our San Diego Ford dealer annual deal last year. And he's having a great time. Never touched a fly rod in his life, and he caught limits of sockeye yesterday, and king salmon, and chum salmon. Yesterday, Pete and I went downriver with our guy Jeff Topp, who of course calls in every Saturday morning on Let's Talk Hookup, and we had.
Looks like we might have dropped the sat phone call there. He's a long ways away. No regular cell service and just the sat phone there. So hopefully we'll get Pete a little bit later on back in the show and continue that report, because that sounds really good.
Lost Pete.
What a cool spot to be down there. Katmai is such a unique spot too. All of the, as Pete said, some of the best wildlife viewing you'll ever see there, and all of he said virtually every National Geographic cover with all those bears, standing at the falls waiting to catch a salmon. That's all filmed right outside of Katmai there. He said it's some of the best fishing and view, and it sounds like a great trip. So hopefully we'll hear from him a little later in the show, continue with that report, and if not, we'll certainly get the full wrap-up next weekend. But in the meantime, packed show, great times, great opportunity for you to call if you want to get through 858-457-1090 or 877-792-1090. And when we come back, we're going to be taking more of your phone calls. We're going to check in with the catch report, find out what's biting up and down the beach. You stay tuned. You're listening to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
Have you ever felt so excited about a new hobby that you can't stop telling your friends about it? Ron Lane and his family at Fast Lane Sailing and Kayaking have been doing that for 38 years. So, Ron, tell us about what you do at Fast Lane Kayaks and Sailing.
That's easy, Pete. You get the best toys, you go play with them, you get excited about it, and then they're easy to sell because it's fun.
And that's what you sell, isn't it, Ron? It's all about fun.
Oh, it is. It's family fun.
Hey, Hayden, how has Hobie changed the sport?
Hobie's revolutionized a lot of water sports, from surfing to sailing catamarans to kayaks and now kayak fishing. Yeah, Hobie's known from taking something that's fun and making it better. And I want to tell you about the new product we are most excited about, the inflatable Hobie i11 kayak. It has all the advantages of a Hobie Mirage kayak, the comfort, the speed, the stability, but now can pack into a bag and take with you wherever you want to go. Come try one at our shop on the water in Mission Bay, across the street from SeaWorld in Dana Landing, or check us out online at FastLaneKayaking.com.
For local and long-range fishing, the Islander out of Fisherman's Landing is a favorite among seasoned or novice anglers. But Islander Charters is much more than great fishing. They also do incredible Guadalupe white shark diving trips, as well as a schedule of kayak mothership trips. You need to check out the Islander on their website, islander-charters.com. The Islander is San Diego's leader when it comes to 2 to 5 day fishing. Watch the website for trips and adventures available. Experience the Islander difference. Visit islander-charters.com for all the details.
When bad weather and rough seas send other boats back to the docks, Seakeeper allows you to fish longer and fish harder, even in the roughest conditions. Don't believe us? Just listen to what Southern California's own Captain Pete Grosbeck says. He says, we're very impressed with the whole operation of the Seakeeper. We live bait a lot. We go slow, which puts us in the trough. And now basically there is no trough. Seakeeper's newest offering, the Seakeeper 3, is optimized customized to eliminate up to 95% of boat roll on boats between 30 and 39 feet. Even better, the gyro is so small it can fit inside a customized leaning post, bringing installation down to a mere 2 days. To learn more about how Seakeeper can change your life on the water and to schedule your free demo, go to Seakeeper.com. Take a ride. Be amazed. Seakeeper.
The bluefin are abundant this year, but getting them to bite is another story. But if you're willing to chase them, there's an opportunity to land the catch of a lifetime. Now, getting the deal of a lifetime on a new Ford is much less effort because the gigantic summer sales event is going on now at your San Diego County Ford dealer. Choose from a great selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs and save big on interest charges with 0 APR long-term financing. On top of that, your Ford dealer will give you an additional bonus for your qualified trade. This special offer is available to anyone who gets approved through Ford Motor Credit. You'll also find great deals on new Ford Super Duty, Motor Trend Magazine's 2017 Truck of the Year. So why chase deals all over town when you can land the deal of a lifetime on the new Ford, car, truck, or SUV you've always wanted during the Ford Summer Sales Event? Stop by any San Diego County Ford dealer today. They'll be glad to hook you up. Learn more at buyfordnow.com.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
San Diego's sports leader.
The home of ESPN Radio. The mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Hey, as promised, it's time to find out what's biting out there today. The Catch Report, sponsored in part by Terrafin Sea Surface Temperature Charts. Focus your offshore fishing in the most productive areas by using Terrafin. And now with the Terrafin Mobile, you can take it with you on your iPad, your iPhone, or your Android device. Just download the latest chart before you leave, and all the information is right there for you. Check Terrafin.com for more information. And, Boog, I got to ask you the same. Would you ever go offshore fishing without looking at a water chart before you go?
I probably look at Terrafin on my phone more than I look at anything else. It is so important to what I do. It's part of my, hourly routine.
It's such an inexpensive tool and so important for the type of fishing we do. It eliminates as much area as it puts you into it, and such a great tool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Hey, as you can hear, we got the Catch Report coming your way again. We're going to start it off up at Dana War Sport Fishing. Talk to the man. Captain Brian Woolley is on the line. What's up, Woolley?
Hey, what's happening, Rick, Ryan? Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Brian.
Well, man, this week we, just another good week of fishing here for us. A couple of days we had some washed out conditions along, certain stretches of the beach with that swell midweek. But for the most part, it was a pretty good week. Standard calico bass fishing, was good on both our half and 3/4 day trips this week. Fly line baits, either a sardine or an anchovy was for sure the way to go. But plenty of fish caught this week on the sinker setups as well. And we did see some real steady action on the artificial stuff, too, both the rubber lures, the hard baits, the surface iron, all of that stuff had a time and place this week, depending on the conditions and whatnot. Our water temps bounced around a little bit this week. We saw some water from the 68 to 73-degree range. Certainly plenty warm, but, it did bounce around a tiny bit. And along with that good bass fishing, we also had some samples of some local yellowtail, a couple sea bass found their way onto the boats this week, and a couple halibut as well in our count. So good, steady local bass fishing for sure this week. On the island scene, the Fury's been at both Catalina and Clemente. Just the usual suspects in his counts as well. Some yellows, bonito, barracuda, calico bass, rockfish. So good mixed bag fishing for sure out at the islands as well. So just like to call it a standard normal July week for us, here. And that's, pretty much it. We're running full speed. Trips are running every single day. So if you guys want to hop on a trip with us, certainly reservations are going to be needed. You can call our office here at 949-496-5794, or you can check us out on the web at danawharf.com. And certainly, guys, take advantage of that Let's Talk Hookup discount. Click on the Dana Wharf banner ad right there on the Let's Talk Hookup main page, and I'll give you a 25% discount code, and you can book online from there.
Great opportunity to save some bucks. Full speed trips running and good standard bass fishing with all the mix that goes with it. We'll take that every time, Woolley. There's not much more fun place to go jump on a half-day or 3/4 day boat at a Dana Wharf Sport Fishing and bring a bass rod and some plastics and go whale away at the calicos. Some of my favorite times ever.
Right on. Yep, that's pretty much how our week was. So we're looking forward to, every week it's something different. So we'll see what we got rolling this next one here.
That's awesome, Woolley. We appreciate a great report. Glad to hear things are going so well up at Dana Wharf, and we'll look forward to talking to you next Sunday.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Woolley. Appreciate that. Well, as we're waiting for our surf guru, Gundy Gunderson, to come in, that's going to wrap up our catch report. In the meantime, which today is sponsored in part by surffishtackle.com, where you'll find all the gear that you need to catch fish at the beach. Again, that's surffishtackle.com. And if you use the code Corbina at checkout, you're going to get free shipping on your order. And Bill does such a great job. There's so much great info, as well as all the tackle, gear, knots, everything you need for surf fishing. A great website and a great opportunity for you to check it out. Hey, speaking of checking it out, phones are absolutely packed up. We're going to jump right back into the phones, this time talking to Jim, calling us from National City. What's up, Jim?
Hey, morning, guys. A couple of things going on here. Before I get into the boat, Ryan's boat, San Diegan, I got to ask Ryan if he had a chance to eat.
Oh, come on. Looks like we just lost Jim there.
I know what he was
But I know what
ask.
he's going to ask, too.
He just went to Alaska with you, and
Yeah.
he brought my wife and I some salmon and halibut fillets, and he's going to ask me if we ate it yet. We have not. It's my wife's birthday today, so we're going to eat it today.
Oh, well, happy birthday to your lovely wife, and that sounds like a perfect call right there. Well,
Yes.
Jim, we appreciate the call. Hopefully you can get back in, but I'm not going to lie, it's going to be tough because it has been a very, very busy morning on the phones. Well, hey, with that, we're going to continue on with our catch report. Talk to Captain John, calling us from Whalers Cove this morning. Good morning, John.
Well, good morning from Whalers Cove Lodge in Angoon in beautiful southeast Alaska, where it's been great weather, Pete. When you guys get here, it's really going to be good, and the fishing's going to be spectacular. But the big story this last week is giant halibut. I've never seen so many, and I told you this last week, but we had another banner week. I've never seen so many large halibut. We had, I think it was 3 200-pound hats that we gave away at the last awards and 6 100-pound hats. So that means there's a lot of big halibut around. It's kind of an unusual year. The halibut are in some different places, and just dropping down in a random spot could get you a 200-pounder or a 250 or a 150 or a smaller halibut. It's just crazy what's going on here.
Tom, that's awesome. Certainly really, really good fishing to be had. And the beauty of being up at Whalers Cove is you get to take advantage of all that good fishing in that flat, calm, beautiful weather.
Yeah, it was flat all day yesterday and the previous 3 days, and it's flat today. It's a little bit misty, but the fish love the rain. I think the rain really helps fishing, especially salmon. And the coho are starting to come in. We're getting those at all depths. Yesterday I started off and my surface rod was going off. We were getting big fat coho, and we've still got some really bright pinks. And as I've said before, the pinks this year are unusually large. They're half again as big. Don't know why, but they are. And sometimes you hook one of those, you think you've got a coho or a king salmon. So there's just a lot of fish out here to be had. The codfish are moving in, and that's always fun. We've got a lot of guests that love the cod, even over the halibut to eat. So that's something else that we target. The black cod are here this year as well. We've had several really nice catches of black cod up to 21.5 pounds. So anytime you have a variety like that here, it's just spectacular because you can choose what you want to fish for or fish for several species during the day.
Gosh, fantastic. Well, that's the reason why we love Whalers Cove so much. You guys do such a fantastic job. I know it's been very busy, not an easy place to get to go fishing out of because it's so popular, but are there some opportunities still throughout this year to come up and join you at Whalers Cove?
Well, the best way to find that out is to go to our website, whalerscovelodge.com. That's whalerscovelodge.com. Or you can call the reservation line at 1-800-423-3123. That's 1-800-423-3123. But at whalerscovelodge.com, just look at availability for 2017, and you can even look out as far as 2018 and find out what's available to see if you can get in here.
Awesome. Great opportunities. Great fishing, John. Nice job on the report, and we'll look forward to talking to you next week and really look forward to come fishing with you in just a few more weeks with our great Let's Talk Hookup trips.
All right, we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, John. Appreciate that. Right. Now it's time to hit the surf. Our surf guru, Gundy Gunderson's on the line. What's up, Gundy?
Hey, how's it going this week?
Gundy, we're doing fantastic. How's the fishing on the beach?
It's good, Rock Cod. It's really good. You know, coming off the backside of that 4th of July, you know, lots of crowds on the beach. The guys are finding some space in there, and those Corbina have settled in. Water's warm.
lots of sand crabs, and most of the shops are telling me this is the most sand crabs they've seen in probably 3 or 4 years. So real good conditions and some very nice quality fish. Wiley's reported excellent Corbina bite. This is about the northernmost extent you'll find good Corbina fish, and they're catching 2 to 3 pound average. Coral Beach, Malibu Pier, below the old chart house has been good areas. Like I said, lots of sand crabs. Find those nuggets, those little better sized ones. Just Fishing in Redondo reported a good week of Corbina fishing. Not big numbers, but all quality. 3 pound average is what they're telling me. They had 2 fish over 4 pounds and a 5 pounder checked into the shop this week. That's that South Bay that little hook in there, South Bay Torrance, Manhattan, right into there. There's also Bonita and Firecracker Yellowtail pushing bait in and around the harbor there. Big Fish and Steel Beach, they're still on the halibut bite. That's 72nd place to Shoreline Drive. The guys are going in there, throwing those Lucky Craft or the crocodile. They said the crocodile bite was really good this week. Lots of bait in there, and these guys are, they're getting 2-3 legal fish in a session, which is outstanding. 32 inches, I think, was the big fish this week. Ketchum in Newport reported halibut and Corbina on the bite. Lucky Craft supply, guys are telling me this at most of the shops. The Lucky Craft supply has been a little short recently, and one of the lures that's really come forward is those smaller cold snipers, and those are the same thing, a hard jerkbait, and a lot of success with those. I like, those X-Wraps. I always talk about X-Wraps too, and those are tough to beat. So don't get totally keyed in on one bait. There's a lot of stuff that'll work there. River Jetties, Newland's been a good stretch for there. Corbina to 4 pounds. And then down south, Pacific Coast reported excellent Corbina action. Army Navy Academy, South Carlsbad, Torrey Pines, Del Mar. Tons of crabs and eager fish, plenty of halibut, around 2 31-inch fish taken out of the lagoon this week. And the exotic of the week, one of the kids that blew water down there in Solana Beach was spearfishing off a tamarack, stuck a 15-pound striped bass right outside the surf line. So, heck, man.
Boy,
it's all good, Rock God.
That is awesome, Gundy. Certainly really good fishing to be had up and down the beach, and I love it when the reports like that, when it's everything from halibuts to big corvinas to perch and everything. You can kind of pick the type of fishing you want to go do, find the right beach for it, and have at it. That's so cool.
I'm telling you, highliners, but the spotfin bite's outstanding. Yellowfin croaker, just bonita. It's just that time of year.
It's the time of year we like, Gundy. Well, a great report. We sure appreciate that, as always. And, boy, I want to hear another one just like that next week.
Yeah, I think we'll get one, Rock God. You guys have a good week, huh? Good show.
Thanks, Gundy. Appreciate that, as always, buddy. We'll talk to you real soon. All right, appreciate that. Phones are absolutely packed solid. We're going to jump right back into the phones. This time we're going to talk to Dan, who's calling us from San Diego this morning. Hi, Dan. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. Yo, Dan. Looks like we might have lost Dan there, so we'll jump back in. And how about we talk to Sam, calling us from Irvine. Good morning, Sam.
Good morning. I would really like to get on to San Diego. I haven't been on it this year yet, but my question was, are you going to focus on the islands for the balance of the summer, or will you be going out for the bluefin? The reason I ask is, I haven't been on a boat that trolls those yummy flies, and I heard that you guys may do that. Are you going to be fishing any bluefin?
Sam, we're going to take our passengers to what we feel is the best available fishing. And right now it's at the Coronado Islands, but we're constantly monitoring fishing conditions. I'm in constant contact with a lot of people in the industry, and if the Coronado Islands get slow and the best available fishing is bluefin tuna offshore, we'll definitely do it. And we've done a little bit of that yummy flyer fishing, but certainly not much. We've done it on some private charters. Rick's probably knows more about that technique than anybody I know. So if you wanted questions about the yummy flyer fishing, you should probably go to Rick. And as far as what we're going to do, you can check our website. You can check Seaforth's website, and we'll keep you updated for sure.
One other question. When you do get out there, are you out there in the low light or do you kind of get out there a little later?
We're not out there first thing in the morning. We leave the dock at 5:30 in the morning, so we miss that gray bite for sure. But we've had some decent bluefin catches over the years.
Yeah, no, I've seen them. Okay.
The beauty, you said it, no reason to say it again, and that's what I've always liked about your guys' schedule is, you're not, you don't hold yourself, this is what we're going to do or that's what we're going to do. If the tuna fishing's better than the yellowtail fishing, you're going to fish tuna. If the yellowtail fishing's better than that, like, every day you do exactly what it's going to take to put the most fish in people's hands of quality. And the other thing about the San Diego is you guys do such a good job targeting game fish. Like you guys put so much effort into getting a trophy of a fish for every guy on board. And some, and because of that, you share more success. And on a rarer occasion, sometimes you don't. The boat doesn't often bail out, and not that there's anything wrong with it, but your particular program often doesn't include going out and catching rockfish or sand bass or things like that. You guys are always pushing and pushing and pushing to try and make a big catch on some sort of local trophy.
Yeah, our clientele has come to expect that, and it's what we do. And like you said, it's risky. There's times,
no doubt.
There's times where it's 2:30, 3 in the afternoon, and it sure would be nice to put the squid strips on and go get some rockfish so people have something to take home. And if conditions are really bad, we will do that. If it's cold water, out to sea current, and it's just obvious to me that we're not going to make a catch on game fish, we may have to do that. But it's pretty rare. If we're seeing sign, we're going to push and push and push and try to make a catch on game fish, whatever that might be.
I love riding the boat with you, and I like fishing with Brawl and the whole crew and everybody that's in Cameron, everybody that does it. And I can think of several times fishing on your boat where exactly as you said, 3:30 rolls around, we had one or two, and you're thinking, oh, this is just going to be a tough one. And next thing you know, at the end of the day, you run over one school and you hang 15 out of it, and then you hit another school and you hang 18. And next thing you know, you got 35, and that's a great day yellowtailing. And in the last hour, you get 2 quick hits and make it happen. And had you bailed out to catch rockfish, which again, there's nothing wrong with, but that's just not the program that you guys run. You wouldn't have, and you would have missed that opportunity.
I'm always amazed at how small the difference is between a blowout, super successful, tons of fish trip and a complete strikeout trip. The difference between those two trips is oftentimes like Matt Brawla standing next to me in the wheelhouse and going, "Oh, I just saw a fish roll over there," and we go over there and it's a huge sonar school and we get a stop for 50, and then we can see that school again and we go hit it again and we get another stop for 50. It's like if he wouldn't have seen that one fish roll, we may have went back to the dock with one fish.
Totally, and yet,
and then that sets up like a whole week of good fishing because now we saw that one good school here. We know from past experience that if there's a good school here, there may be others in this zone too. And before you know it, it's a Saturday and there's 50 people on the boat. And I glass around, I look at all the 3/4 day boats and they're sold out. And there's 200 skiffs at the islands. Like I always trip out on that. The difference between like huge success and slow fishing is oftentimes something very, very small.
How cool is that?
Yeah,
one
I
fish,
love that.
One time, and it makes a week.
I love it.
That's rad. Very cool. Hey, Sam, we appreciate the phone call very much. It's definitely time to go.
Yep, thank you.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate the phone call very much. When we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. Another full hour of your phone calls. You stay tuned. You're listening to Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090s.
This is Rick Jensen with Sport Fishing Financial. I think most of you get that I'm a fisherman and work with the fishing community, but to understand exactly what Sport Fishing Financial does, ask yourself these 4 questions. First, do you really know how much money you'll need in order to retire comfortably? Next, do you know how much you'll have to save on a regular basis to reach that number? Do you have a process that includes a proven investment strategy and confidence that the money you save will grow? Last, do you have a plan for how to turn your savings into retirement income? If you don't have good answers to these questions, you're not alone. But you should, and I can make sure you do. In addition, if you own a business and currently provide or are planning on providing a retirement savings plan for yourself or your employees, we should really talk. We offer an outstanding variety of creative solutions that are sure to meet your needs.
Some of our listeners may feel overwhelmed. Others may believe they are already doing the best they can. In either case, I bet Rick can help. Set a time to meet with him and start planning for your personal or business investment success. Find Rick on the web at sportfishingfinancial.com or give him a call at 949-481-1807.
Fisherman's Landing is the top choice in local and long-range fishing. Hi, this is Doug Kern. Our hardworking crew is always looking for ways to improve your fishing experience. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet is second to none. We are proud to say Fisherman's Landing is now a full-service sport fishing operation, offering half-day trips on the Dolphin, and now, for the first time in the long history of Fisherman's Landing, we have 3/4-day open party trips on the Liberty. We built the Liberty specifically to offer a better experience. Run by veteran captain Taro Takeuchi, the 85-foot Liberty is the first open party 3/4-day boat to offer bunks for your comfort. She also has huge bait capacity and RSW fish holds to keep your catch fresh. Plus, Liberty has a big galley and 2 interior heads with showers. Our open party trips from half-day, 3/4-day, or 1 to 3-day trips can be easily booked online at fishermanslanding.com or give us a call at 619-221-8500. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
When it comes to catching big bluefin tuna in local waters, Shimano has the gear proven to land the big ones. You already know the hot jig is the Shimano Butterfly Flat Ball Jig, and when you match that with the right tackle system, it makes this great jig even more effective. We suggest you grab a Tranx 500 HG and fill it with 80-pound Power Pro Max Quattro. Max Quattro is 25% thinner, which means 25% more line capacity when you hook that giant. Match your new setup with a Therese 70H and you have the power to put the wood to that big bluefin tuna. The Tranx 500 HG has the cranking power you need, and with the level wind, you concentrate on fishing your Shimano flat ball and leave the line control to the Tranx reel. Hundreds of big fish have been caught on the flat ball, and when you add the Power Pro Max Quattro Tranx Therese combo, you'll take your fishing to the next level. See your local dealer or check Shimano.com for all the details.
XEPRS 1090 AM Rosarito, Baja California.
San Diego's sports leader. The home of ESPN Radio. The mighty 1090.
Here's John Ireland for Rancho Leonero.
Rancho Leonero is very family-oriented. People have brought their children down, and now they're bringing their children. It's not unusual to have 3 generations of family at the hotel. Grandpa, Dad, and normally sons, sometimes daughters. The families come back year after year, and it's a safe place for the kids. It's small, it's intimate, right on the water, 2 miles of beachfront. The water's very shallow in front. There's no currents to speak of, no waves. We have childcare, $10 a day for a babysitter. Security is high at Rancho Leonero. It's really unnecessary, but it adds up comfort level. And we really do encourage the families. It's a great place for family reunions, family get-togethers, weddings. We do it all. 1-800-646-2252, 646-BAJA. And RanchoLeonero.com. There's nowhere that I could think of to have the same atmosphere and the same experience that you get at Rancho Leonero. We love families.
Turner's Outdoorsman, Southern California's #1 shooting, hunting, and fishing tackle retailer since 1971, is right in your neighborhood. Now 18 stores throughout Southern California and 3 in San Diego County. Turner's Outdoorsman brings you the best prices and selection, plus a knowledgeable staff that will help make your day on the water or in the field more fun. Stop by your neighborhood Turner's Outdoorsman. To find the location nearest you, check the web at turners.com and sign up for special deals and more.
The bluefin are abundant this year, but getting them to bite is another story. But if you're willing to chase them, there's an opportunity to land the catch of a lifetime. Now, getting the deal of a lifetime on a new Ford is much less effort because the gigantic summer sales event is going on now at your San Diego County Ford dealer. Choose from a great selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs and save big on interest charges with 0 APR long-term financing. On top of that, your Ford dealer will give you an additional bonus for your qualified trade. This special offer is available to anyone who gets approved through Ford Motor Credit. You'll also find great deals on new Ford Super Duty, Motor Trend Magazine's 2017 Truck of the Year. So why chase deals all over town when you can land the deal of a lifetime on the new Ford, car, truck, or SUV you've always wanted during the Ford Summer Sales Event? Stop by any San Diego County Ford dealer today. They'll be glad to hook you up. Learn more at buyfordnow.com.